Hey, great job. I'm so glad that you've opted in and you're ready to get a minimum of 3 extra internal referrals this week. I'm Dr. Russ Rosen, and I help natural healthcare providers just like you grow true optimal health and wellness practices within 6 months so you can fill your schedule to 100% capacity with your ideal types of patients. No sleazy sales tactics, not a ton of marketing, no high pressure gimmicks. In this short video, I'm going to show you the exact 4 steps you need to take so that you can get a minimum of 3 extra internal referrals this week. Look, we all know that internal referrals are the best kinds of new patients. But the truth is, so many of us get so frustrated because we've asked, we've tried so many different ways, yet it just doesn't work. So most of us just quit asking. Well, here's a hint. Here's what doesn't work. Hey, do you happen to know anyone you'd like to refer? Look, most of us have tried that and we see it just doesn't work. Okay, right before we jump into the 4 steps, I want to take just a moment to talk about headspace and procedure. When I'm coaching doctors, I am always looking at headspace and procedure. We're about to go through the 4 steps, which is the procedure, but there is a headspace to asking for referrals. You remember this guy right here, little kid from Jerry Maguire, right? You remember he said, "Did you know that bees and dogs can smell fear?" Well, they can, and so can your patients. Did you know that this little kid is my nephew? True story. So look, here's the deal. Your patients can smell neediness. If you're asking for referrals and you're coming to them from a place of neediness, I need new patients, you're going to see that you're not going to get great results. On the other hand, if you come from a place of service, I recognize there are people out there who need my services. There are people I can help get healthy and stay healthy for a lifetime. If you come from a place of service that I can help you, you're going to get way better results. All right, so let's take a look at the 4 steps so that you can get 3 new patients, internal referrals this week. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is pause the video and print this out. Go ahead and pause the video and print out the document. All right, so now you've got the document, the 4 steps. Step 1, learn how to open the conversation. Step 2, learn how to get the patient emotionally involved so they want to refer and they'll take action. Step 3, how do I teach them how to refer now that they really want to refer? And step 4, we need to follow up with these people. So let's take a look at step 1. There's 7 different ways to open a conversation. I've made it really simple. I've put option 1 and option 2. I don't want this to be a long process that you put off and never get done. So I want you to read the 2 different options and they'll show you exactly how to open a conversation. And you'll see up here, there's actually a 3rd one, which is someone happens to mention to you, and you hear it all the time. I have a friend that I've been talking to about you. So that would be a 3rd way. But these are the 2 ways to open up the conversation. And again, I just hear doctors tell me all the time, well, I want to do it. I just feel so uncomfortable. I don't even know how to bring it up. Take a look at those 2. You'll know exactly how to open the conversation. Step 2, how do we get them emotionally involved? Well, here's the deal. Why do we need to get them emotionally involved? Because if we don't get them emotionally involved, what's going to happen is they're going to say, yep, I know someone, but by the time they get to the car, they won't even be thinking of that person and they'll never ask them. You've seen this over and over and over again. So the way we get them to actually take action is to get emotionally involved. We move them into their limbic system, which is where that action is going to come from. Now you're going to see right here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 different questions you're going to ask them. You're not going to lecture them. You're going to ask them these 6 questions right here. We're going to say, who do you know? What's your name? And how do you know them? Now, why do we do that? Because if I ask you, do you happen to know anyone who you think could benefit from my coaching? Okay, I ask my docs that all the time when we're reviewing and working on how to ask for referrals. And across the board, the answer is yes. And then I say, are you actually thinking of someone? And they say, no, I'm not really thinking of someone. They were just answering the question. I'm sure I know people who could benefit from working with you. So we have to get them emotionally involved. We have to get them thinking of a human being so we can get them emotionally involved. So we're going to ask, who do you know? We're not going to say, do you know anyone? That's a yes or no answer. Do you happen to know anyone? Yes, I do. Know where to go with that. Who do you know who you think could benefit from what it is I do? Who do you know who could benefit from a healthier functioning nervous system? Who do you know who you think could benefit from our care? Who do you think who could benefit from our detox program, whatever it is you're doing with them? So really get that that's really, really different than do you know anyone? And please don't do, who do you know who has neck pain like you? Right? Let's open this and make this broader. Now they're going to answer and they're going to respond of who they know. So we're looking for their name and how they know them, right? Well, it's Sally, she's my mother-in-law. Georgie's my best friend, right? So that gets them into that limbic system where they start to feel this person. So who do you know? What's her name? How do you know them? And what's going on with them? Now you're going to just play doctor for a moment. Oh, well, what's going on with them? Wow, they've got low back pain. And you guys work together. I know you're lifting all day long. That can't be fun. I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me more about it. How is it affecting them? What have they done for it so far? Right? Any of those kinds of questions which make it real for them, right? So they're feeling for this person that they care a lot about. So who do you know? What's her name? How do you know them? What's going on with them? Make it real. Now, the next question is critical. Have you mentioned me to them before? So listen, have you mentioned me to them before? Now, there's only two possible answers. No, I haven't. Move on to the next one. Well, it sounds like you care a lot about them. Can I make a suggestion? We go into step 3 and teach them how to refer. Or they're going to say, yeah, I have mentioned them to you to them before. And all you have to do is say, no luck? Well, of course, no luck. They haven't come in yet. So no luck. Look, it can be so difficult to explain what it is we do and why we're so different than everything else out there. What was your experience? What did they say? Right? And you can begin to handle that and then move right into, look, it sounds like you care a lot about them. Can I make a suggestion? Okay, so step 1, how to open the conversation. Step 2, who do you know? What's your name? How do you know them? What's going on with them? Have you mentioned me to them before? Sounds like you care a lot about them. Can I make a suggestion? Simple, right? Even you can do this. Heck, even I can do it. Okay, step 3, I need to teach them how to refer. Now, again, you're going to have people who want to refer. They just don't know how to go do it. So we show you we can offer a phone consultation, my favorite way. I show you exactly what to say and exactly how to do it. You can do the +1 where they come in with them on the next visit. We can invite them to our next talk or our next virtual talk. We can use the $1 million phrase right here. It's $1 million phrase, or we can let them decide. We can let them know, look, there's all these different versions. What do you think would work best? You know them better than I do. What do you think would work? Right? So these are the simple, easy ways. And the whole key to this is that you feel comfortable. Look these through, just know what they are. You're going to see they're really simple. There's nothing to memorize. And then when you're speaking to that person, just see what's going to work best for that person and you. So step 1, open the conversation. 2, get them emotionally involved. 3, we are teaching them how to refer. And step 4, is follow-up. Listen, the reality is at least 50% of these people are going to mean it. They're going to say, yes, I'm going to go talk to that person. And they don't. Don't feel like you failed. You didn't. So make a note when they come back in. Hey, did you get to talk to your friend, Sally? Right? Now, again, 50% of the time they're going to go, oh, man, I meant to. All you have to do is pivot. Listen, I understand that life gets busy. If you'd like, you can just give me your number and I'll give her a call. Now, some people right then and there are going to go, great, let me give you your number. And then you can just call, set up a phone consult or whatever it is, right? But more often than not, what they're going to say is, not sure I feel comfortable with that. I'll make sure I call tonight. And they will, okay? So it's simple. It's really, really simple. Just make sure that you follow up. So here are your key action steps that I want you to do. I do not want this to be one of those things that you thought, well, that was a good idea, but I never got to it. I don't want it to be ready, aim, fire. I want you to go through these steps. How am I going to open the conversation? Pick one or both. How am I going to get them emotionally involved? Who do you know? What's your name? What's going on with them? Sounds like you care a lot about them. Have you mentioned me before? right? It sounds like you care a lot about them. Can I make a suggestion? That's really, really simple. And then how are you going to teach them how to refer? I showed you, several different options. Pick ones that work for you. The next thing I want you to do is practice. I want you to practice. I want you to role play. I want you to role play with your team. And I want you to do it for less than 30 minutes. I don't want this to be a long project that ends up taking 6 weeks that you never get to. I want this to be your next shift that you go in, you go ahead and do it. So what I want you to do is you go back, look at it with your team, make a note, right? Look through your schedule, pick 20 different people that you know are happy with you, that most likely would want to refer, and write their names down. Put a sticky note on their file, or if you have, digital sticky note that pops up so you remember to talk to these people. Now just think about it. If you work 4 days a week and you do 8 shifts, if you ask 3 people a shift, it's 24 people, right? So you can go do this. Promise yourself. Raise your right hand. I promise I'm going to get this done. I'll spend 30 minutes or less practicing on the way home, like whatever it takes. And then just go do it. Just start doing it. And if you do, you're going to get great results. And I'll bet you $1 that you'll get more than 3. Okay. I'm just saying, as a minimum, you're going to get 3. I've had doctors who have done this who've had 10, 11, 12, right? But you're going to get a minimum of 3. The other thing that you can do, and I recommend that you do, is you talk to your team and ask for support, right? Because you get busy, you get in the flow and you forget to do it. So before the shift, I want your team asking you, who are you going to talk to this shift? At the end of the shift, they're going to say, did you speak with them and what happened? Follow up, that kind of thing. Now, when you fail, and you will, because you're going to forget to talk to somebody, something came up with them, right? You just got in the zone, whatever happened, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Get them next time or choose someone else. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to commit right now 100% that you're gonna get this figured out, 30 minutes or less. You're gonna talk to at least 20 people, and that you're gonna get a minimum of 3 internal referrals. Think about this. If your case average is only $2,000, and I got docs who have $6,000 and $8,000, right? But if you have a $2,000 and you have 3 new people, that's $6,000. And look at the people that you're helping. Okay, just for context, I want you to take a look at these 3 different phases that we walk doctors through so you can see where this fits in. Down on the bottom left, you're going to see personal and headspace. And in essence, all we're doing is getting your head in the right place so that you're clear about who you are and what you do. Personally, you're ready to grow and you know how to handle your contradictions. The next phase is practice mastery. We make sure you know how to run a successful business, that you've got a dream team if you have a team. If not, you have automated systems that it's not wasting a lot of your time. And then we know how to communicate with our patients so they get what we do and they want what we offer, so they happily stay, pay, and refer for a lifetime. Look, if your retention isn't at least 60, from my perspective, we're not really running a health and wellness practice. We have doctors well over 100, and you can too. After that, the third phase is going and growing. So the first part of that is new patients. How do we bring in new patients? And that's where this getting internal referrals sits. It sits right here. After that, we look at flow and handling growth, everywhere from how to schedule to how to bring in associates, and then how do we go wait list. So those are the steps that we walk our doctors through. And what you've just learned is one tiny piece of bringing in new patients. So I want you to promise me that you're going to do this exercise. You see how simple it is. All you have to do is go through it and do it. And if you do, you're going to bring in some great new patients. You're going to be able to help. You're going to have some extra money. And then most likely you're going to want to talk with me. We can get on Zoom if you like. We can do a strategy call. We'll get very clear about where you're at, where you want to get to, and how we might be able to help you get there. As always, much love and aloha. Bye, gang.